Thanks for coming in today. Good evening. Welcome to the stream. It's going to be a spooky flight tonight, and we're going to do some night flying in the Bonanza. We're going to fly from Chester to Beverly for the Virtually Safe Flying Club event that I'm hosting, and we're going to talk a ton of crap about the new sectional chart colors because holy God, they are bad. Look at how terrible this is compared to the old ones. The way they change the contrast of the colors is miserable. Absolutely miserable. We'll talk more about that as the stream goes on, but that's just terrible. Whoever signed off on that needs to be fired immediately. That's bad. It's just really bad. Anyways, I'm going to open up the Virtually Safe Flying Club Discord, so you might hear some people talking in the background while we're doing this. Although there is no briefing tonight since it is a fly-in event, we are doing the Spooky Season Fly-In event for the Virtually Safe Flying Club. I'm going to pull up the banner for that right here, where everybody's flying into, and the reason why we're flying into Beverly, Mass, which is Kilo Bravo Victor Yankee, is because that's the closest airport to Salem, Mass. Of course, Salem, Mass being famous for all sorts of spooky things, especially the Salem witch trials, and so that's why we're doing the event there this evening. So, we'll go ahead and we'll get this V-tail Bonanza all squared away here. Let me get back into the cockpit. And we're going to do some flying in this thing out of, like I said, Chester. Small little airport, just enough runway lights for us to get by. I did some of my flight training coming into this airport from time to time. It is very hard to see, very hard to identify in the air, just visually. And it is a short, narrow runway, so it was always a very difficult place to go to. But it was good for training for those purposes. So we're going to get this thing fired up, and we're going to do a little bit of VOR flying. I'll pull up the absolutely horrendous looking new sectionals that they put out just today. We're going to take off out of Chester here, which is just snuck in between Groton and New Haven, right over here, not too far from Goodspeed 42 Bravo, which is a favorite of ours, right along the Connecticut River here. We're going to go and fly to the Putnam VOR, and then to the Lawrence VOR. That'll keep us at 3,500 feet above this Class Delta here. Below this ring of the Class Bravo right here, you see it goes up to 4. We'll be at 3,500, so we'll be good there. It avoids all other airspace along the way, and then once we get around Lawrence, we'll again be above the Lawrence Class Delta, and we'll proceed inbound to the Beverly Class Delta. And that's kind of the idea of why I've chosen to fly that particular path. Hopefully we'll have, yeah, it's a tough one to get in and out of, Nick, that's for sure. There's definitely one of the more interesting ones that I did during my flight trainings, and it was also a fun one to try and get the students that I had when I was flight instructing to try and find during just flight planning and things like that. So anyways, we're going to fly to Beverly. Hopefully we'll get some ATC from our friends over at Boston Air TCC. We did put the request out for them, so hopefully we'll get a few people to staff up. If we at least just get Beverly Tower, that would be great for me, since I don't really participate talking ATC until we get into the Tower airspace. But knowing Boston, they're usually pretty good anytime there's a GA thing going on, whether it's us within themselves or other general aviation entities. They are usually pretty good when it comes to staffing. They are one of the best, honestly, when it comes to GA in VAT USA, in my opinion. Alright, let's get this thing started up. Batteries on. Forgot to put the gas in it. Ain't got no gas in it. That'd be cool. I plan to transition to Boston Bravo. Yeah, I'm hoping. Like I said, I put the request out. They said they'd see what they can do, but Boston's usually pretty good about letting us down. And then watch, tonight's going to be the night that they let us down, since I'm giving them such high praise. But I don't think that's the case. I think eventually we'll get the ATC from them, because, like I said, they are very good when it comes to any kind of staffing. What am I trying to do? I remember the last time I had a hard time with the lighting in this thing, and I'm trying to remember where is the button that I wanted.
Come fly with me.
Let's fly away. Mr. Leroy, thank you for 66
Leroy just resubbed
months.
For 66 months. Howdy, brother.
66 is all. That's 5.5 years. 5.5. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, buddy. Why am I I feel like I just flew this thing, and anyways, we're not worried about it. Beacon on, nav lights on. We got the fuel is set to the left. That's fine. We'll try to remember we need to switch tanks to this thing. I'll do my best to try and remember. Everything else is looking good right now. I keep accidentally hitting the the trim there with my mouse wheel. I don't mean to do that. Anyways, let's go ahead and open the window here. We'll get the mixture full, prop full. I don't know if we have any primer. We got the cowl flap. We're not necessarily gonna need that. I don't think we'll keep that open for now. Let me see. We could probably just fire away on this thing. So clear left, clear right, clear prop. All right, very good. I still have not figured out where the hell the panel light is in this thing. It's not that. Is it that? It might be that. And then I have to do that, and then I have to adjust. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I remember now. Alright, that's the ticket right there. That's what we're looking for. Alright, very good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Alright, so we've got this on. We'll turn this to Alt. This is going to be ready. The autopilot's going to be ready to go. We need to get the, like I said, we're going to be doing a little bit of VOR, so we'll do a flight plan here. So flight plan, K, S, N, C, to the Putnam VOR, which is P, U, T, to L, and I believe it's LMW? LWM. There we go. I'm glad I looked. LWM. And then that's going to take us to Beverly thereafter, although we'll most likely be on either heading or just completely off the GPS. By the time we get close to Lawrence VOR is when we're going to start to figure out how we're going to get inbound to Beverly, but we'll throw the whole thing in there just for posterity, if you want to, we can call it that, I guess. And yeah, I stay because you're so good at math. Oh boy. Last time I flew, yeah, gotta try and remember to switch the tanks on this one, that's for sure. Good evening, Defiant Prawn. Thanks for coming in today. Thanks for flying along with us as well. Steve, I know you're planning on flying tonight. Thanks for joining us. Melvin, I hope you're able to get a flight in tonight as well. Thanks for being here. And of course, we are getting the ATC staffing that I anticipated from Boston. Those guys, those Boston ARTCC guys do not disappoint. They are some of the best on the network. And looks like we're going to have a pretty good amount of staffing over at the Beverly Airport for our fly-in tonight, which is nice because we have already 10 arrivals posted on the board according to VATSIM. So that is, it's going to be a fun night. It's going to be a fun night, a little fun flying, and this fun little VTail Bonanza. We got the moon, almost the full moon, going out right there tonight. Got a nice little airplane. Look at this little freeware scenery for Chester. We're gonna explore this little freeware here real quick because it's a nice little freeware. They did a pretty good job of encapsulating this airport from what I remember when I used to, like I said, fly in during my flight training. And this is a tough airport to find, and the runway is short and the runway is narrow, and there's not a whole lot of room on the taxiways going one way or the other to get out to the runway. And they did a pretty good job with this little simple freeware scenery of kind of encapsulating that whole feel the way the airport is built like that. And just enough lighting for us to get by at night here. And the rotating beacon is on 24 hours, so you are able to come into this field during the evening hours. So nice little freeware that we got here. There was no freeware for Beverly, but that's okay. We'll make do with what we got on that end. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start rocking and rolling here. We'll put this guy back once I release the parking brake. And we'll taxi out. I should probably look and see what the wind is at Chester. And there's no actual wind here. There is an AWAS. Oh, I wonder if there's an AWAS phone number I can call in real life. Let's see. Is there an AWAS phone number? There is an AWAS phone number we can call. All right. Let's do it. 860-526-1551.
Wind, visibility more than 10. Sky condition clear below 12,000. Temperature 12 Celsius. Dew point 8 Celsius. Altimeter 3046 inches of mercury.
3046 altimeter. Holy moly.
Chester Airport automated weather observation 2258 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility more than
Wind calm.
Sky condition
Excellent.
clear.
So we get our choice here. Is there, let me look at the notes here. Is there a particular runway that they prefer with calm winds? Doesn't look like there's any runway that they prefer with calm wind. So since we're taking off to the north and the wind is calm and the weather is nice, we're going to go to runway 35, take off to the north. So we'll turn to the right here and taxi on down to runway 35. Hopefully you guys were able to hear that phone call that I just had with the AWAS there. I hope you guys heard that over the stream. I did my best to try and put it up to the microphone. I never know what catches or doesn't catch though, but I'm hoping you guys heard that. Yeah, 3046 altimeter, pretty high pressure. Beautiful, beautiful night here in the Northeast. A little chilly today for my liking. It was less than 70 degrees. I get cold easily, but otherwise absolutely fantastic, fantastic day. That's acceptable, as long as you guys understood what it was saying. See, look how tight it is to taxi here. It is. You do not have a lot of space. There's nothing but small airplanes coming in here, that's for sure. And you got to be very careful with the old wingtips there. Probably help if I'd have, you know, like a taxi light on. That might help, and my nav lights probably would help. You know, so little things like that probably would help. Just a thought, Mike. Just a thought. And nice and tight to get to this runway here, and then it's just kind of like an opening, and then we're going to back taxi a little bit to get to the full length here. And also, I'm not even on the CTAF frequency. We have to go look at the chart. The chart says CTAF frequency is 122.72. And I'm going to do my frequency changes like I always do the cheatsy doodle way here on VPilot. There you go. And we can make some radio calls. Chester traffic, good evening. This is November 124 Mike Charlie Bonanza departing off of runway 35. The departure is going to be to the northeast. Chester traffic. It's time to go flying, chat. We're going to take off, and then we're pretty much going to immediately turn right on course to the Putnam VOR, and we're going to climb up to 3,500 feet, and that's the altitude we'll stick to for pretty much the entirety of the flight until it's time to make moves getting closer to Beverly. But we have a lot of airspace that we want to avoid up there. I think I should probably also maybe close the little storm window here. Otherwise, it's going to get loud in here real quick. Small, short runway, so I'm going to try and use as much as I can here. We're going to do a nice short field takeoff, actually. So I'm going to go flaps to the first notch. We'll do a nice short field takeoff. Why not? We'll go full power, feet on the brakes, get it nice and spooled up. We'll release the brakes and we'll roll. And we'll rotate. I have no idea what VX is in this airplane, but we're just going to kind of wing it. Nice short field takeoff. Positive rate number, use the runway, gear up. We can go 25 squared now on the RPM, and we'll take the flaps up. On the RPM and manifold, 25 squared. We'll climb out like that. And now we can go to, like I said, we're going to just pretty much go GPS direct, but I'm going to start with a heading. So we'll go autopilot, nav, And we'll go arm, engage on the altitude. Should be able to get at least 1,000 feet per minute in the climb here. And now I'm going to go directly to... Oh, I accidentally hit nav already. I want heading to start. Why is my nav flagged? Oh, that's why. It's just a little glitch like that. That's what I thought I needed to do. So now we'll go direct to Putnam. We'll enter that. Now we'll go nav. And we'll let the navigation go that way. We can probably climb a little bit faster here. Beautiful little sunset here on the east coast of the US of A. Obviously sunsets in the west. Nice big moon over to the east. Perfect for spooky flying that we're doing tonight. This is a beautiful fall night. It's about as good as you can get, honestly. Again, we're climbing up to 3,500 feet. I don't know why, but the sim sounds a little quiet, so I'm just going to bear with me here while I adjust the volume. Some airplanes are louder than others. This one needs a little bit of a volume up. We're going to go 23 squared at cruise here. And then we'll lean the mixture. Right about there. Yeah, about 13, 14 gallons an hour makes sense. We're on our way, 3,500 feet. Very, very nice. All of our engine instruments are in the green. Probably get a little bit more out of the EGT here. Oh, no, we're past that, actually. So it looks like we're going to stick right around. I think that's where we're... That 14 gallons per hour is probably right where it's going to be, it looks like. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to... turn the, where is the fuel pump? Oh, we don't need that for this, so we can just switch the tanks. So I'm going to go ahead and switch tanks here to the right tank. And we'll run on that for a while. Try to prevent, I can turn this off here, and we can try and make it so that we hopefully don't forget to switch it as we go down the road here, and we're on our way. First fix Putnam. Kenny Monster, thanks for coming in today. You're overdue for one of these, buddy. You're overdue for one of those, Kenny Monster. Good to see you.
Jet Pilot Cinnamon has gifted a sub to Kenny Monster.
We got ground tower, approach, center, everything going on for us here at Beverly. And looks like 11 people on the board for arrival. Excellent. Hopefully Boston will be happy with us providing them the traffic for this evening's festivities. And you know what? Since we've got everyone signed on, we could probably go ahead and try and pick up some flight following. Seems only appropriate to do so with all the ATC that we've got staffed on tonight. So I'm going to tune to Boston Center, which is 134.7. And where are we? Let's see. Probably about 15 to the southwest of Wilmette, Wyndham.
At or above 2,100 for ILS 95 approach. Clear the center above 2,000 clear the ILS American 9841.
Boston Center, good evening. Bonanza 124, Mike Charlie.
November 124, Mike Charlie, Boston Center.
Hey, Boston Center, this is Bonanza 124, Mike Charlie. We're about 15 miles to the southwest of the Norwich VOR, 3,500. Type is a Bonanza. I'd like to pick up VFR flight following to Beverly.
November 124, Mike Charlie, I can do that. Go ahead and talk 3444.
3444 for Bonanza 4, Mike Charlie.
And that's a TA-28, right?
It's Bravo Echo 35, BE35 Bonanza.
So close, but not even. Got any Cinnabon?
Always do.
You didn't have any at Extra, man. That's sad.
You got me there. I didn't really think that one through. I was so busy worrying about the Flying Club booth.
Boston Center, November 341 Charlie Pop. We're about 5 west of Falling, level at 7,000. And November 341 Charlie Papa, Boston Center, you ready to contact?
Apocalypse, please. Thanks for coming in today.
I'm sorry, yo, navigation.
Thanks for being here, buddy.
Charlie Papa, thanks.
Melvin Lever, if you're still here, appreciate the 66 months, buddy. I hope you're going to be able to do a flight into Beverly tonight with us. Nick Resla, I hope you got a chance. I know you're a busy man, that you just passed all the past stuff you need to pass. Maybe you got some time to join us tonight. How's work going? You said you had a long trip. It's been, I haven't worked in a while, actually, Kenny Monster, and the reason being is because for my last trip I was supposed to, I ended up getting sick, so I had to call out. I had a sinus infection. And my next trip does not start now until next Friday, the 9th. I just had a weird block of time off built into the schedule after that, so it's been weird, so I have not flown in a while. I was able to get one trip picked up off of my schedule by someone else because I wanted the time off. And then, of course, when I was supposed to do my next trip, which was supposed to be a nice long overnight in Ponce, Puerto Rico, which I would have enjoyed, but I ended up getting sick, and, you know, you can't fly with a sinus infection, so.
And I'm sorry, number 341 Charlie Papa, minus DRC crash, so say again? I didn't make any requests, 341 Charlie Papa. Okay, thank you. Got the 583, contact Boston, approach 133.0.
I know Stu is flying along with us tonight. He's probably got his own Twitch stream start up here and going, or he will be very soon, I imagine. Can close the windows for Chester. Oh.
Number 124, Mike Charlie, your radar contact says position reported. The Providence altimeter 3045. You can proceed on course.
On course VFR for Mike Charlie. Thanks. I want to talk about now, chat, just how miserable the new sectional colors are.
1764 Tango, 3,100 feet, 13 miles southeast of Bradley. Request full stop at Bradley.
This is bad, chat. Look how ugly. It's like, they're like...
3434, 1764 Tango.
Changed the whole complete contrast of the sectional chart, and it's just miserable. Like You can barely see like the blue lines for the airspace. They're like the exact same blue and strength as all these Victor Airways coming through. You can barely make out like a Class Charlie. Like down here, look at islip. It's like so see-through. It's miserable. I don't know who decided that this color change was necessary, but it is absolutely just completely miserable.
Number 1764 Tango, you ready to contact
So I don't know,
11
but
miles to
that's
the
just
southeast of
bad
Bradley.
for me.
And let me know when you have Bradley Airport in sight. Should be at 1 o'clock, 10 miles.
I think it's a horrendous,
1764
horrendous
Tango.
change.
And November 64 Tango, you can enter the
Kenny Monster, I don't think that's a Sky Vector thing. I think that's an actual like FAA sectional
Straight
chart.
in, runway 33, cleared for the option, 1764 Tango.
That's not a Sky Vector thing, buddy. That's FAA. That's real world. That's the legit the change in the colors that apparently they've made on these sectionals. I don't think it's a Sky Vector thing, which is crazy to me. It's ridiculous.
Airport Circle 209 Kilo Cross.
Yeah, I'm certainly
Out of maintain by level 2.
I'm certainly not going to email the FAA, but it's I don't like it. That's the short version.
209 Kilo Cross. Traits added maintained by level.
You know, I have
2-4.
20/20 vision. I don't have any issues with color blindness, and that's gonna put a strain on me to find airspace, to read those charts compared to what it was before. Now, obviously, over time, I'll probably get used to it, and it is what it is. But it's just,
Lufthansa 4 Papa Sierra.
I don't know.
Approach is closed. Radar
It's pretty bad.
Terminated. Frequency change is approved.
Yeah, I changed to 1228. That's right. Thank you, and have a good night.
Bye bye, have a good one. You did it 950. You're leaving my airspace. Moncton closed.
Have Sarah email them. That's slightly better idea. Let's give you guys some outside, a little airplane ASMR for a little bit here.
American 9841, runway 5, clear to land. The wind 140 at 3.
Let's go to this side with there. We'll give you the view with the moon. I think the moon is very appropriate for the fly-in we're doing tonight. Spooky season flying into Beverly. It is October, Halloween season. And I do have a black cat now that I own, but you can't see her because she's hiding behind the pillow that's on the couch. She's all tucked in, all nice in her little tucked up, curled up ball, sleeping back there. Maybe she'll make an appearance at some point during the stream.
Worcester, Oscar Romeo Hotel, requesting flight following to Beverly at 3,500.
And November 22 Tango to do that, clock 1332. And are you ready to taxi?
1332, and yes, I'll be ready to taxi once I get a transponder.
And November 22 Tango, once you get that in, runway 29, taxi via Bravo, Alpha, cross runway 29.
Say again the taxi instructions, please. Sorry about that.
You're fine, November 22 Tango, runway 29, taxi via Bravo, Alpha.
Manaphy Games. Hey, I'm flying from MMU to Beverly in this group flight. Yeah, thanks for coming in today. I recognize, I sent you a friend request actually too on Volanta there, if you want to take a look at that. Thanks for joining us. It's good to have you on board. Yeah, we actually, Kenny Monster, there's a new emote for the Clove, their new back cat. Jeffrey made it for us, so you can tell because it's got the Jeffrey flowers behind it. But there is the new emote for Clove. Just like Delilah had her own emote, now Clove has her own emote. She's given us the side eye in that emote. Have I tried this plane in 2024? Defiant Prawn, I don't own Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. I have seen yet still no reason to switch off of 2020, and I legitimately don't have any space on my computer for it, so. Yeah, it's a pretty neat one that Jeffrey made for us.
Canadian Force 1 Boston Center, hello to your radar contact, maintain level 39.
Setting on the Dream 2, oh, so you went IFR, very nice.
American 89.
Plenty of air traffic
41,
control.
welcome to Providence. If you can, left Bravo. Bravo, American 9841.
No, I have not made the switch to 2024, and I
9841, Bravo.
don't have any intention of doing it yet. Like, I have no,
We're actually going to the north ramp for American 9841.
like I said, I don't have any intention of switching yet. 2020 is doing just fine for me. It still looks pretty damn good.
Bravo, have it on. Beer Bravo, American 9841.
Don't fix what ain't broken. It's not the sim that's the problem when I have issues sometimes. It's usually my computer. I definitely need a new computer at some point.
Papa Juliet sending on the dream to...
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
To 9,800 for 5,000.
And November 112 Papa Juliet Boston Center, hello, your radar contact, you can cross Gatsby, out of maintain 5,000, speed Bradley, altimeter 3044.
3044, cross Gassy, outer maintain 5,000 to Papa Juliet.
Got a pretty good showing here for the flying club. I show 15 arrivals on the board.
November 7 Victor Tango Boston Center, hello, ident.
Not bad for a Tuesday night, and I still think there's more to come. I think there's more people that are still going to be strolling on in for the flight tonight.
Canadian 401, descend and maintain flight level 220.
Let's see, we want to go, let's do wing view. Do we get a wing view with the moon? Nah, the moon is a little bit blocked over here, but we got the reflection of the moon. We're going to give you guys wing view for a little while. Letting the airplane do its thing. We still got about another 7 miles till we get from Putnam VOR, then we'll go to the Lawrence VOR. Switch the fuel tank here in a little bit. I did not forget about the fuel tank. We'll do that in a little bit here. It's been to Beverly, Nick. Bravo Victor Yankee is the field for the evening. It's the closest airport to Salem, Massachusetts, which obviously Salem, Massachusetts is all about the spooky season, witches, Halloween, all that stuff, which is why Beverly was the choice. I have flown into Beverly in real life back when I flew that beach jet for the charter company. I flew into Beverly. We had a passenger that we flew quite consistently that was based out of there. He's a very nice guy, tipped us very well. So I always enjoyed when I saw BVY on the schedule. It always meant I was probably getting a big tip. So, somewhat fond memories of that airport. As in, anytime I would go there, I was typically making some extra money.
And November 965 Papa Tango, can I get a position report again? Use the VFR aircraft calling over Eastport. And November 22 Tango, are you ready for departure?
22 Tango is holding just short of runway 29er, ready for departure.
And November 22 Tango, make a right downwind departure, runway 29, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 29, right downwind departure, 6122 Tango.
Alright, so now we are pretty much about to cross Putnam VOR. We're going to go ahead and switch the fuel tanks.
November 613 Mike Sierra Boston Center, go ahead.
To the left. Everything's looking good. Fuel's good, oil pressure's good, oil temp is good, amps are good, exhaust temp's good. Everything's looking like it's where it needs to be.
60 on change for your aircraft type one more time.
Slight little turn to the left here.
Type one more time.
I'm at 1000 and E100 is the airplane.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Boston Center, Warrior 1764 Tango at Bradley, off runway 33 at Echo, request taxi to signature parking.
And 64 Tango, you can taxi to signature via Sierra Delta, cross runway 24.
Taxi to signature via Sierra, cross runway 6 or 24, and then Delta 1764 Tango.
Excellent stuff.
613 Mike Sierra, clock 1360.
Walker 1360.
And November 22 Tango, your radar contact altitude.
I heard you say radar contact. Second, please.
And 22 Tango, say altitude.
1,840.
22 Tango, thank you. You can proceed on course, altitude is your discretion.
We'll proceed on course. Altitude, my discretion. Remain clear of the Bravo.
And we'll be remaining clear of the Bravo as well.
2324 Kilo at 5,000 feet over the Hartford VOR.
In November 55. And sorry, November 24 Kilo Boston Center, go ahead.
Two 2324 Kilo is about 4 miles east of the Hartford VOR on an IFR flight plan to Beverly.
In November 24 Kilo, I only see one target east of the Hartford VOR, and it's on another call sign. Make sure your transponder is on.
Squawking 1200, Piper 2324 Kilo.
November 112 Papa Juliet Travis going to be at your 1 to 12 o'clock.
Plenty of Flying Club
10
members
miles.
getting
ATC
ATC services from Boston this evening. Very, very much enjoy them being on. Again, Boston always does such a good job with the staffing for any kind of GA event, so they know what they're doing with this stuff for sure. One of the best.
Director Papa Juliet has traffic.
Papa Juliet, thank you. You can maintain visual separation.
There's separation from the traffic to Papa Juliet.
That's Worcester. Is that the big group of lights over there off to the left?
2324 Kilo, I got you now. Your radar contact is reported. Maintain 5 now. The Bradley altimeter 3044.
Maintain 5,000, Piper 2324 Kilo.
24 Kilo, squawk 2740.
2740 for Piper 2324 Kilo.
Virgin is 74. You've actually left my airspace. Radar service is terminated. Certification is approved. Have a good one.
Beverly's also looks like getting some non-flying club traffic, which this does happen sometimes when we do these flying club events. There'll be some non-event, non-flying club traffic that kind of goes in when they see the airport staffed up and getting some activity. Especially, and again, that happens a lot too.
Tango, you can contact Boston approach 133.0.
133.0.
Yes, that's correct, Kenny Monster. Cross the Pond is canceled. Cross the Pond eastbound is canceled. I've made it pretty clear on this stream before that I'm not a fan of Cross the Pond. I think the VATSIM network is too big now for an event like that. And I am kind of hoping that it's done for good, or that there's significant changes to the way that it is done. Because as it currently is, the VATSIM network is too big for that event. And it's such a strain on the air traffic controllers that I'm happy that it's canceled. And again, like I said, I hope it's either done for good or that it gets restructured completely, because it's just...
Enter Mike Sierra on course and altitude is
it's just too much for the size of the network now.
Thank you.
It's an event that's just gotten when VATSIM was in its infancy, like in the earlier time of VATSIM, it was a good event. It was a fun event. It was a good way to kind of promote the network, things like that. But now that the VATSIM has grown exponentially, especially during COVID, for obvious reasons with COVID. But VATSIM has grown exponentially, and everything's better and everything's more realistic, and that is one of the most unrealistic events. And I know that a lot of the bigger flying events still are pretty unrealistic, but Cross the Pond is the...
124, Mike Charlie, contact Boston, approach 133.0, have you on?
1330 for 124 Mike Charlie, thanks for coming in today.
Bye-bye.
Boston, good afternoon, Lufthansa 453.
So, anyways, you have to be, as a controller, it's just way too much work on the air traffic controllers. On the US side, the controllers have to be up at like 4 or 5 in the morning just to get started. It's a disaster of an event.
November,
it has been for a while.
It's
good that they're either working on trying to redo it completely or potentially get rid of it completely. Because and again, my opinion and my opinion alone, but I think that that event has run its course. So.
Well, for departure, JetBlue 261 past 3,200.
JetBlue 261, Boston departure, radar contact, good evening, climb and maintain 14,000.
14,000, JetBlue 261.
Boston approach, good evening, Bonanza 124 Mike Charlie, VFR 3,500. We plan to remain clear of the class Bravo.
November 124, Mike Charlie, Boston approach, roger, the altimeter 3046. I'm going to give you a Bravo clearance anyway, so you can use it if you want. You're cleared into the Boston class Bravo, maintain the VFR below 3,500.
Out of below 3,500, clear into the Bravo if we need it for Bonanza 4 Mike Charlie, thanks. Not going to say no to him giving it to me for free, chat. I have been listening to you, 112 Pop Juliet. I've got you on my sights. I know who you are. I hear you and your Cirrus trucking down the Dream arrival there. Yeah, no, Kenny Monster, like I said, I'm glad it's canceled personally. I don't like the event. They need to either completely redo it or get rid of it. That's just my opinion on the matter. Exactly, Melvin. A little free Bravo clearance. Didn't even ask for it, but we got it anyway. That's how we got that double protection. If this wasn't a mostly PG stream, I had a much dirtier thought that just came to mind, but I'm not going to say that out loud.
Before Mike Charlie, traffic at your, we'll call it 9 to 10 o'clock at about 8 miles eastbound as the Cessna, also going to Beverly, 3,500.
Traffic in sight, Bonanza 4 Mike Charlie.
Roger. Cessna 22 Tango traffic at your 3 o'clock at 8 miles.
GA flying as airline pilot will be interesting. Went up on Monday and called.
Looking for traffic, 612 Tango.
There are times when I'm flying my buddy's Mooney with him, and I'll do the radios just because I want to. But I have had slipped up and accidentally said my company's name briefly.
American 2722.
A couple times. There was even. I'm not even kidding. There was even a time when I said November 124 Mike Charlie, and then I was like, wait, that's not the registration for this aircraft. So I've done it both ways. But yes, that is a thing.
All traffic, Boston approach, will be back in 3 minutes.
That is a thing. See, now, herein lies the problem, Manafi Games. Manafi Games. I'm going to call you Manafi Games. I hope I'm saying that right. But he said he's got to go to the bathroom. He'll be back in 3 minutes. Here's the problem with that. There's going to be enough pilots on the network that are going to claim discrimination based off of that. And Manafee, okay. There's going to be enough pilots that claims, and it's an open network. Now I get that they have worked very hard on like the slot restrictions and have tried to prevent non-event traffic from being able to go into the event fields. They've done that has gotten better over the years, and adhering to the slots has gotten better over the years. But it's still too big of an event. Doesn't matter how you restrict it. And then if you restrict it, you're going to have people complaining, and then it's going to be. And I know I'm complaining about the event. My complaint with the event is on the ATC side mostly, because it is such a strain on the controllers, especially in the US, like I said, because especially when it's an eastbound, you got the East Coast controllers, like I control at Kennedy all the time. We got to be awake at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning just to get started. And there's got to be a lot of us. There's got to be like 10, 11, 12 guys that are up ready to go to do this at 5 o'clock in the morning. You got guys all the way out that sometimes in San Francisco, LA, you're talking like 1, 2 in the morning that have to be awake and do this event for 5-6 hours all throughout the early hours of the morning. Now, I moan about this knowing that in real life as an airline pilot I sometimes fly and work during the red-eye period all the time, but this is VATSIM. It's not something that I want to wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning to handle that much traffic, knowing that there's going to be delays and complaints from the pilots because of how much traffic there is, especially in an airport like JFK. My gripe has always been from the air traffic control side. Even when I was the event coordinator of NYA or TCC, and we're talking back like 2013, 2014, before VATSIM even really exploded into what it is now. It just was such a burden that it's an event that either needs to be, like I said, retooled in some way, shape, or form to scale it down. Maybe instead of it happening twice a year, maybe scale it down so that it's happening 4 or 5 times a year with a smaller amount of slots available. And if you got the slot for one, they can track the CID so you can't get the slot for the other one, and you kind of spread it out that way. That's a possibility that could work. But otherwise, they just have to scrap it. The network has become too big for that type of event. And again, all of this is just my opinion on it.
American 2722, contact Boston Center 134.7.
Over to Boston Center, we'll see you next time.
November 4, Mike Charlie, turn right heading 090.
Alright, we'll turn right 090 for 4 Mike Charlie. Alright, he wants a heading for traffic, so we'll go ahead and give him that heading. Maybe we're getting a little too close. I could pull up my my VFR map here. Maybe we're getting a little too close to some traffic there. Yeah, maybe a little bit too close to the guy, at least for his liking. And he gave us the Bravo clearance already, so we're not worried about that. And since we have the flight following, he's giving us his heading most likely for traffic avoidance, so we're going to abide by what he says at that point. If I wanted to, I could be an ass and cancel the VFR flight following, and at that point I don't have to listen to instructions anymore, but what's the point of that? Yeah, but he's talking about en route, Nick. And it's, like I said, my complaint with Cross the Pond is on the ATC side. It's an event that's become too big for what the network is now, especially because you get to a point where you got like 3,000 connections to the network during that event. You were lucky if you ever had more than like 600 connections on the network way back in the day of VATSIM. Like, just the sheer size of the network now, it's just not a feasible event anymore, and I think that's why they decided to cancel it. And it'll be interesting to see how they decide to retool it, because they have to try and rework it some way. Anyways, that's going to be where we end the discussion of Cross the Pond in this stream.
And November 6 Papa Foxtrot, go ahead.
Just wonder if we can resume our own navigation.
6 Papa Foxtrot, couple more miles.
Couple more miles, 655. Sorry, thanks.
Sleazy, thanks for coming in today.
November 4 Mike Charlie, proceed on course.
Turn back on course, 4 Mike Charlie. Alright, we'll go back on course here. You know what, we have the Bravo clearance, so maybe we'll go directly to Beverly. How about that? Since we have the Bravo clearance, we might as well just take it, and we'll go direct to Beverly at this time. Why not? Got 20 miles to go.
November 6 Papa Foxtrot, resume on navigation.
Resume on navigation, 65 Fox.
How many days until it's less than a month. November 1st, Sleazy. Less than a month. We're almost there. All the big stuff is done. We're just kind of chilling at this point, waiting for the day to come.
Boston departure, Kier 921, 1,400, climbing 2,000.
Kier 921, Boston departure, you radar contact. Climb and maintain 8,000.
Sleazy, I wish I knew you well enough to say that you were, but I'm sorry. The bar is open though, and you're going to be missing out. I do apologize.
Heading 090 as it be a vector supply.
Left 090.
Flying into your neck of the woods on Thursday, Mike. Somewhat DC-8 Westchester turn. Nice. It's a good way to get started, flying into Westchester. Sorry, Sleazy. That is definitely my neck of the woods. I live about 25 minutes from Westchester.
November 6 Papa 5 Foxtrot, maintain VFR at below 4,500.
Listen, the first flight that you do on IOE is you're going to be so far behind the airplane, Nick, that when you land in Westchester, you're going to be like, what the hell just happened? That's just the way it's going to be, man. But that's why you have the check airman captain there with you going through that.
Approach, flight 2324 kilo at 5,000
no,
feet.
White Plains, New York, Westchester Airport.
November 2324 kilo, Boston approach altimeter 3046, expect a visual approach 16 at Beverly.
Expect visual to 16
That's
at
correct,
Beverly,
Sleazy, that's correct.
2324 kilo.
Yeah, whatever the first leg is that you're doing, Nick, you're going to land at that first, whatever the first destination is, and you're going to still be all the way back at your departure airport. You're going to be so far behind that airplane for that very first jet flight that you're going to do, but that's why you have the check airman captain, is because they know that you're going to be way back there, way behind the airplane, and that's just the way it is, and it's going to be that way for the first couple, but after the first couple, you're good to go. At that point, all the training kicks in, and it becomes just
Left 360,
easy job. Midnight End, thanks for coming in today.
November 556 Echo, Boston approach, squawk 5326.
We're on our way into Beverly, Mass. for the Virtuous Safe Flying Club spooky season fly-in, so we can go hang out in Salem.
Squawking 5326, November 556.
And we're getting pretty close here in our Bonanza. About 15 more miles. Should probably start thinking about a VFR descent here pretty soon. And for November 124 Mike Charlie, we have the Beverly Airport in sight if we'd like to start a VFR descent.
November 124 Mike Charlie, maintain VFR at below 3,500.
At below 3,500 for 4 Mike Charlie. Let's go ahead and start going down here a little bit. Got the field in sight right at our 12 o'clock, right here.
Sky News 5, Boston departure, roger, and you said you want to depart from the ramp.
2,500 RPM. We're going to switch the fuel
Sky News
tanks.
5, departure from the ramp will be at your own risk. You can proceed eastbound, report airborne.
We're going to turn the landing light on.
Kier 921, proceed direct to Manch.
Probably should get the ATIS for Beverly. I'm just going to quickly get it over here.
556 Echo, your radar contact.
ATIS Foxtrot 1704 10 3045. Very high pressure. Landing and departing runway 16. So it'll probably be a right downwind entry for runway 16.
Number 556 Echo, descend and maintain 5,000. Expecting vectors for runway 16. November 556 Echo.
November 6 Papa Foxtrot, contact Boston Center 134.7.
134.7, thanks for the amazing service, too.
So we're sending 1,500 feet for now. Let's see what they eventually give us here.
2.2 for 5,000.
American 523 Boston departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 14,000.
14,000.
Actually, we might get a right. Never mind. We're pointing right at the 16.
Tower on 125.2. Good night.
1252 for Bonanza 4 Mike Charlie. Good night.
November 2 Papa Juliet.
You can taxi straight ahead on the ramp and monitor ground. Good night.
They head to the ramp, number 121 Mike.
Beverly Tower, good evening. Bonanza 124, Mike Charlie, about 8 miles to the southwest, 1,500 inbound for a full stop. We have information, Foxtrot.
124, Mike Charlie, Beverly Tower, good evening. Thank you for Foxtrot. Enter a right downwind for runway 16.
Oh, make it a right downwind for runway 16 for Bonanza 4, Mike Charlie. Alright, so since that's the case, we're going to adjust ourselves here a little bit, because he does want us to kind of fly out and then come back in on the right downwind.
Tower on departure, make left close traffic, wind 170 at 4, runway 16 clear for takeoff.
16 clear for takeoff, left close traffic on departure, Warrior 9 right now.
So we should be... Let's see. You know what? We're okay where we were here. Let's go a little bit towards the field here. Yeah, this should work out. Because we're looking down the barrel of runway 9 right here. So 16 being over here. Yeah, so we are going to make the right downwind. I think I was mixing up 927 for 1634 there for a bit. Just got back from flight and realized now my landings need a lot of work. Flight training as well. That's the way flight training goes. If you guys want to start putting landing rate guesses in the chat, now would be the time to do so. Positive, negative number. Do not need exclamation point predict. Kenny Monster's going to do it anyway because he's Kenny Monster. I'm going to start getting myself set up here for traffic pattern altitude, which is about 1,100 feet. And start getting ready for the right downwind to runway 16. And you don't need the exclamation point predict, but again, everyone's going to do it anyway because you guys are all characters. You guys are all just characters. I don't know what to do with any of you. Twitch standard except for in this channel. It's not the standard here. Mainly because I don't really feel like setting up the bot. I'm lazy. That's what it comes down to. If we're gonna be honest with ourselves. It's just me being lazy. There you go, chat. If that's the answer you were looking for, you got it. Alright, we have the field in sight. Again, this is not the runway we're landing on, it's the other runway that we're landing on that's not lit up yet, but it will be once we eventually get into this downwind. It's kind of pissing me off right now that it's not lit up yet, but hopefully it will figure it out. Or if this runway ends up not being lit in the sim, that's going to make things a little bit interesting. Cross that bridge when we get there.
Number 1 on hotel runway 16 clear for the option.
16 clear for the option, right.
So we could start our downwind.
Charlie traffic is a Warrior on a left downwind for runway 16 advised traffic inside.
Yeah, the traffic in sight for my Charlie.
Runway Charlie, follow that traffic number 2 runway 16.
Alright, we're following the traffic number 2 for Bonanza for my Charlie.
Beverly Tower and Sierra 112 Papa Juliet visual approach runway 16.
For 112 Papa Juliet, Beverly Tower, good evening. Traffic you'll be following is a Warrior on the right downwind for runway 16, advised traffic inside.
Bonanza, but yes.
We got the traffic to Papa Juliet.
2 Papa Juliet, Roger, follow that traffic. You'll be number 3. He's following the traffic, just turning left base now.
We'll follow the traffic and we're number 3. 2 Papa Juliet.
Beverly Tower, Skyhawk 2122 Tango, 5.5 miles to the west.
We'll wait until he makes the banana for my Charlie instead of Bonanza. That's pretty funny.
6122 Tango, Beverly Tower, enter
Bananas.
a right downwind runway 16. Will be number 4 to the airport.
Right downwind for 16.
Alright, he's starting the final turn, so I'll start my base turn. We're turning inside of the Sirius. We see his lights. He's not going to be a problem. Got all of our lights on. Go second notch flaps. There's the runway all lit up now finally in the sim, and my toggle switch was just glitching out there. I apologize for that little seizure moment.
4 Mike Charlie, wind 170 at 4, runway 16, clear land number 2.
16 clear land, Bonanza 4 Mike Charlie.
Give up, Juliet, we're disconnecting.
2 Papa Juliet, roger.
Kind of dog-legged this base to final turn here. Probably got a little bit of a headwind going. We're looking good. Last call on landing rate guesses. Again, put a positive, negative number in the chat. Does not matter. Oh, did you? I'm sorry about hear that, buddy. Here, tell you what, though. Since you made the attempt to fly in, you can still mark yourself for attendance in the attendance channel. Since you did make the attempt. Or you could try taking off from an airport that's close by and getting in that way, VFR. Up to you, but you could still mark yourself down for attendance, even with the oopsie on the on the final there.
2 Tango, just verify you're entering a right downwind for runway 16.
I was approaching for the wrong direction for a right downwind, so I'm trying to get to it, yes.
2 Tango, you're on the correct side for the right downwind, so you're going to be turning towards the north here. You're just about midfield right now. You'll be making a left turn to enter the downwind.
Entering right downwind for runway 16, 22 Tango.
Alright, let's see what we got here. See, it's been a while since I've landed this B-tail Bonanza in the sim, so let's see what we got. I'm not too worried about the poppy because I know I'm going to make the runway here. A little firm, I think. A little firm. I think we flared a little too early. Oh, and my rudder pedal is just kicked out from under my feet, which happens sometimes. God, I need new equipment. Looks like we're going to exit on Foxtrot here.
KBVY, we're doing that until Midfield left down 16.
Remember, 19 Hotel traffic you'll be following is a, let's see, Cessna 172 on the right downwind, advise the side.
Clear the runway, stop here, wait for instruction.
Over 22 Tango, you can start your base turn at your discretion, wind 170 at 4, runway 16,
Bring
land
flaps up.
1.
Clear the land, runway 16, 612 Tango.
And traffic in sight for 19 Hotel.
River 19 Hotel, roger, follow the traffic, runway 16.
Follow traffic at number 2 and 6 foot, it's clear to go on that though.
Inform Mike Charlie's clear on Foxtrot, we're going to flight level aviation.
121.6 up to that.
1216, 4 Mike Charlie, good night. Ground, good evening, this is Bonanza 124 Mike Charlie on Foxtrot, we're going to flight level aviation.
November 124 Mike Charlie, Beverly Ground, good evening to you. Is that going to be on the west side of the airport, as you said?
Yeah, it's off a taxiway, Alpha and Bravo over there on the, just to my right-hand side here.
Remember, 4 Mike Charlie, roger, thank you for that. Take you to the ramp via Alpha Bravo.
Alright, it's going to be Foxtrot Alpha Bravo, 4 Mike Charlie, good night.
Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Manafi Games, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. Like I said, get yourself marked in for attendance. Even though you had the crash out there, make sure you go into the Flying Club channel. That Spooky Season Flying channel is the temporary attendance channel that I should probably turn my strobes off, huh? That's the channel that you want to mark yourself for attendance in for the flight. That was definitely not, I mean, it wasn't terrible, by the way. The landing rate, it wasn't awful. We'll get to that in a second. Let me get parked up here. Again, we're still flying the airplane until we're all parked up, so let me get that. Let's get this thing over here to the FBO and parked up first, and then we'll take a look at the damage, quote unquote. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get on into the ramp here. This is obviously a default scenery. Look at that, we got a bunch of guys on final. That's what we like to see. This is a good flying club flying right here. You got 3 guys all lined up on the final. Hell yeah. That's what we like to see, boys and girls. Another beautiful evening of general aviation on the VATSIM network, which is, again, the whole point of the Virtual USA Flying Club. Let me get the parking brake set. We're going to turn the airplane off. Ground the mags first. We'll go ahead and do this and this. Everything off, including the avionics and the battery. Boom. Complete now. Review your flight. Statistics. I like the view with the moon. We're going to keep the view with the moon, chat. It seems to make sense for this kind of event. So here we go. It was minus 148, 1.06 Gs. So not terrible. It felt a little firmer than the actual number. Sometimes I wonder with the landing rates in these apps, because it felt a little bit firmer, but 148 is the marker. So with a 148, the closest guess would have been Kenny Monster with his 173. And Sleazy, your guesses came after. Oh, you had guessed 69 originally, so yeah, not a bad landing at all, honestly. In the VTail Bonanza, which is sometimes referred to as the Doctor Killer. Yes. Oh, we're here. We did it. Not that pretty short stream, honestly, but I just want to one more time talk about just how ugly the SkyVector, the new, or it is on SkyVector that I used it, but these are the new FAA sectional charts. They're awful. Just the colors, everything. I mean, look at the Victor Airway colors is almost exactly the same as the Class Bravo in thickness and everything, and it's. I don't know why I just zoomed into the northern part of Canada there. That's definitely a weird little glitch. But yeah, it's just awful. Like, you look at the Charlies, it's like this see-through little pink now instead of a solid line. The Deltas are about the same, I guess, but this is just not good. The contrast is way off. So yeah, not particularly thrilled about that update. Just going to throw that out there. But all right. I'm gonna watch this huge counter line of flying club members that's coming in. We got a whole mess of guys that are flying in right now to Beverly for the Virtual USA Flying Club event. Got 3 right on the final. Let's get the showcase cam going and take a look at that. We'll reset position. Look at this line we got coming in right here. Very nice. Looks like we even have someone that might be going around potentially. Anyways, that's going to do it for me. Short stream, fun stream. I had a good time. We got a handful of other Virtual USA Flying Club members that are streaming the event. One of them is our good buddy Stu, STW222. He is doing the event as well tonight. He is flying in from, I think he said he was flying in from Teterboro, if I remember correctly. And he might have a few stops along the way, but we'll go ahead and get you guys over to him. You can hear him in the background now as I get this raid going. So I do want to apologize for the lack of streams. I don't really stream a whole lot anymore. Some of it is because of work and real life. Some of it is just because I don't really get in the mood as much as I used to when it comes to the streaming side of things. But I'm glad that you guys have so many other way better streamers and great people that you can go and tune into on Twitch, like Melvin Leroy, Slant Alpha Adventures, STW222, Boozy Sheep, just to name a few. There's plenty more. Sleazy. Just plenty of awesome streamers to tune into on Twitch, so it makes me feel a little bit less bad that I don't stream as much as I used to, but I appreciate all you guys for being here. Again, I'm going to get you over to Stu now. When I stream next, who knows? Thanks, computer. We'll see. Everyone say hi to Sarah. She's got... Don't put that away. We're not doing that on stream right now. Don't need to show. I'm almost done. I'll do it in like 10 minutes. Oh, and the black cat's over here. Hold on, you guys can see her. Hold on, there she is. Look at her. She's she's standing up like a human because I got the window open. You can see her right here, right there. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her go. She's being cute. She's showing off for the stream. There she goes. Okay. All right. Very good. Anyways, let's go ahead and get the raid started. Sleazy, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate you deciding to use your Prime sub on me right here at the end of the stream. I appreciate that. Hope you guys saw the cat. She's a beautiful cat. She's been nothing but a pleasure since we adopted her from the shelter. Yeah, it's nice having a furry friend again. And for those of you that are subscribed, she has her own emote now. It's the Clove emote that Jeffrey made for it. You can tell Jeffrey made it for us because it's got the Jeffrey B background. Another good streamer on Twitch, by the way. Anyways, I'm done talking. Sorry. Let's get the raid going to Stu. Say hi to him. Appreciate you guys so much. We'll see you next time, whenever that may be. And if you're a Flying Club member, I hope you're joining or enjoying the event tonight. If you're flying in, if you're not a Flying Club member, I don't know why you're not a Flying Club member. You should become a Flying Club member. Oh, my bot's not working. Oh my god. Alright, well, all is well that ends well. Anyways, I think everyone here mostly knows what the Flying Club is. If you don't, Google Virtusa Flying Club, and you'll figure it out. I don't know, my bot's not working. This is how you can tell I don't stream much anymore. Done talking. To Stu. Have a good night, guys.
American 4768.